Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 20th episode of the official horse racing podcast. I am, of course, Johnny Drop Toehold, and of course, I am joined here with.
I am me. Can't you see? I'm just a silly little bumblebee. Welcome to the show, the
That's
official horse
actually,
racing podcast. The O to the H to the R to the P. Because you know what that is, baby.
that is, of course, the
That is.
official. Well, it's the official horse racing podcast, of course. And I better turn myself down because if I hear myself, I'm going to go ape shit. And of course, yo, what's going? What's good? How's it all doing? Welcome, one and all, to the podcast. Well, of course, as we did say on the old Twitter machine, that we said we had a special guest with us. Well, I can't say it's a special guest with us, but I can say it's kind of a special guest with us. But you may have not known him, you may have known him, and the ones who have known him, you may have remembered him as Boyle Royce. But of course now he's grown up and he's no longer a Boyle Royce. He's
Did,
over Boyle now. He's now known as apparently the Ironheart. It's Brian Connor, ladies and gentlemen. Give us a hand. Big clap to the for Brian Connor.
You really dragged that one out. Fucking, he's grown up. Fucking, not that
we,
younger than you, John. To be in all fairness, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're what, like 2
23.
years? You're 23, I'm 25. So I'm like
Ain't
2 years older than you.
yeah, ain't that far apart though. But
Yeah.
saying that it's been what now 2 years since I've been on this podcast. It's been a long,
I will
long
act.
ass time.
we've all had
I
our
tell
own
you.
like little journeys to go on. I had a job. Uh, you went on your wrestling journey, and it's about time we come to terms talking about
Full
this.
circle. Yeah. Let's
Come
come back
full
full
circle.
circle.
And this time,
Actually,
we're no longer on YouTube, where our viewership
no.
was one person, and that one person was me on my cell phone. We're on Twitch, baby,
Oh,
where
hell yeah.
people come to Twitch to watch people live. They go to YouTube, they watch friggin' their object shows and anyway, but
Well,
that's not the topic of today's
yeah.
stream, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we're going to be talking about the life and times of the wrestler known as Ironheart Bryan Connors.
Yeah.
There we
There
go.
you go. Well, of course,
I,
first of all, I suppose the first question I have to ask you, Brian, is simply, uh, like, what made you become, like, what I suppose the first question you could say to yourself, myself, or yourself is, what was like the day or what was the moment that you said to yourself, I want to be a professional wrestler?
So that's the fucking funny thing with me is the only reason I started training is because one day I, I had just started a new job in I was just sitting at home one day and I saw that there was training being advertised with Fight Factory above in Dublin. And I was sitting at home and I was thinking, I've been contemplating wanting to do this since about 2018. And I decided, just in that moment of time, I just said, fuck it, paid €150. And then 2 weeks later, I was up in Dublin and started training.
And so, like, was there many people there also that decided to go to do it as well? Like, how many other guys and girls were there?
Well, that's the weird part because this happened around the time when the COVID restrictions the first time were lifted. So at the time when I started training, we were only doing it, I believe it was pods of 12 at the time.
any COVID problems at all during that time?
Thankfully, not, no. When I started, kind of the whole COVID thing here around was starting to die down a bit. So over time, the classes kind of grew bigger and bigger. So at the moment now, our current classes, God, you've nearly about 20 people in the one room learning the art of pro wrestling.
Hell. And is it a small room? Is it like a big room?
We have two rooms in the school. Both do be used for training, but most 9 times out of 10, the main room is where all beginners and advanced train at the one time.
Oh, so it's like you're kind of under one roof essentially.
That is correct, yes.
No, that's not bad at all. Actually, that's not bad at all. And so, like, how many days do you kind of train? Like, do you train three, two?
Well, with my schedule now, unfortunately, I the best I get is one a week because I'd be flat out with work. I'd be flat out with doing umpiring GA matches. So I'd be
Hmm.
lucky. I'd be lucky to get 2 times a week, like 2 times, yeah, 2 times a week. If I'm like not doing anything, if I'm free from work, if I'm free from matches, I could get up on a Thursday and train on a Saturday. But 9 times out of 10, it's either a Saturday or a Sunday I'd be training.
And how long is it? Is it like how many is it?
Oh, it's good. It's a good 2 hours.
Oh,
You wouldn't really feel the 2 hours go by,
yeah, I was thinking that.
but yeah. I mean, for what I paid for it and like for all the travel I do for it,
Hmm.
like it was it was a scary experience to start with. I won't lie, because I went up there my first day. I had no gear at all. I had no knee pads. I had no boots. I had no elbow pads. Nothing.
So you
Going
literally
around
just
in that
went up.
Dean Ambrose attire, wearing no
I was just
freaking.
gone up in a t-shirt. I had a t-shirt, pair of shorts, and socks. That was it, really. That's all I had.
So literally, you just went up as yourself with a phone and a bit of money, and you just went, "Hey, how are you? Want to be a professional
Yeah,
wrestler?"
I was nervous as all hell,
Yeah.
because obviously I'm training with guys who are bigger than me. I'm training with guys who are more athletic than me. So yeah, like my first day I was there, I was a fucking nervous wreck. Like
But I
I
say you
was,
might be the only one. I'd say I'm sure there were others as well that were kind of a nervous wreck. Probably not as much as the. I suppose not as much as the. You know, probably in your own shoes. But I'm sure there was definitely a few that were kind of
yeah,
like,
like as a guy who comes from, like I come from down Tipperary, which is down in the southern part of Ireland. I'm traveling. I'm going to Dublin every Saturday, every Sunday to train. Like I had, oh, well, I didn't know it. I didn't know it at the time because I didn't see anything being advertised. But at the time, I could have gone down to Phoenix, which is in the same province as where I live. But I decided, just even based off the history that I'm sure most wrestling fans know of Fight Factory, it kind of dragged me more towards there than it did down to Phoenix. So that's why I kind of decided, you know something, just cause of the
just
who founded
just to
it.
let you all know, Phoenix Wrestling is based in Cork as well.
That's correct. Yes, Phoenix is based in Cork and they do shows in Limerick City as well. But I mainly went to Fight Factory just because of the name alone. Because
Mm.
obviously, Fight Factory, I suppose most people know, it was founded by current WWE superstar Finn Balor, who was known back then as Fergal Devitt.
Yeah.
And obviously, from that school has come the likes of Becky Lynch and Jordan Devlin.
I think there's another the current NXT UK wrestler I want to say as well as Aoife Val
Ah, yes,
Valkyrie.
I should probably get that right, because chances are this will probably be listened to someone from Fight Factory. So yeah, Aoife Valkyrie as well, who has wrestled on NXT UK and has been at the Fight Factory trainers as well before. So hopefully, if someone from Fight Factory does hear this, I do apologize for that.
Shout out to the Fight Factory. They're doing amazing work. And I also speaking of another guy who I think is pretty much, from what I understand, anyways, is pretty much the head honcho there. But he also wrestled recently for the AEW All Atlantic title. Is none other than LJ Cleary.
Yes, that is correct. Actually, LJ faced Pac at OTT in Dublin there back. Uh, oh, jeez,
About
but
2 weeks
two,
ago, wasn't it?
yeah, about 2 3 weeks ago,
Mm.
and the match was shown on AEW Dark. Which, to say that, like, I was like over the moon about it was an understatement, because like this is a man who I trained with like since the beginning. Like he's a man who has all my respect, and like to see him wrestle an AEW superstar for an AEW championship in a promotion in Dublin. The same day I was in Dublin as well, attending another show, is just like, to sum up one word, it's amazing.
Mm.
Straight up amazing.
It's nice to see. I suppose AEW kind of giving the spotlight to an awful lot of indie companies, especially in Ireland, as well as the UK. I think they Rev Pro had
Yes, I think
one there recently.
I believe Pac had wrestled. I want to get the name right. He's fuck it.
Clark,
Clark Kent.
No,
Clark.
it was I think it was a Japanese superstar he faced in Rev Pro. I think it was. God damn it! I know the name. I just don't want to pronounce it wrong. Can
Yeah.
someone help me here?
Don't
Well, if
know.
anyone knows in the chat, let us know who actually wrestled Pac.
Please do,
Yeah.
'cause I don't want to butcher his name. It wouldn't be right, and I'd be crucified for it. So
But going back to your wrestling journey, so how many matches have you had so far?
so far I have wrestled 2 matches, with hopefully having my third one this Saturday.
And so I remember you were sending me videos and you were sent and I saw your first match. But for the viewers that
Okay.
didn't know, well, I
Sean,
mean, look, huh?
Sean, why haven't you
Yeah,
been sending me this freaking cheapskate? Let me
I
watch.
know, right? I do. Yeah, I should. Although I thought one of them was put on the channel on the Discord server. No.
Yeah, I only remember it being just a small, like 20-second clip of him getting a drop kick.
Oh, was it? Oh, damn. Well, we're gonna have to see. Well,
But
if I
on
get
it,
it again, I'll send you the
on
video.
it, yeah. So Brian, you said 3 matches you've been in, right?
Had two, with hopefully having a third one on Saturday. Yes.
Okay. I sort of like had questions mostly about the flow of the matches, the feel of the matches, but mostly all I'm thinking, what move did you find yourself liking using? But since you've only got like 3 matches, it's probably not that well developed of a thought.
Well, I would say I have moves that I like doing, because so far my first 2 matches, the only thing that's happened to me really is me just getting my ass kicked from pillar to post. Really.
Uh, so no big boy moves yet. It's only
No, not.
as you said, it's only like the first 3 matches. You're not winning the Royal Rumble just yet, as it
I'm
were.
not here I'm not here busting no Canadian destroyers anytime soon. No, no, no.
But have you practiced any of those moves?
I can hit.
Uh,
Jesus, here, lad.
Very,
I was scared to death going over the top rope half the time. There's no way I'm doing Canadian destroyers.
I
Have you
gotta
ever
get
like
practicing, son.
have you ever do you have like a set quote unquote finisher or something like that in matches?
I do not, unfortunately.
Oh no. Well, I hope you get one, man. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see you in action. Hope you go up to the WWE. I can point and say that guy was on the official horse racing podcast, and then people will question me. What the?
Huh? And then it's like, oh, you're gonna have to look back. But have you got like, I know, like behind the scenes that you had different names. Have you? Obviously, you're now going by Ironheart Brian Connor.
That's
Is
correct. Yes.
Are you settled on that name, or do you still kind of look at that name and go, eh, I could think of better, or is it just no? I think this is
See,
the name.
that's the mental thing when it comes to nicknames. I've been rattling in my head a while. Obviously, my first 2 matches I was introduced as the Irish Outlaw, which, yeah, at the time it sounded cool, but then I had done a seminar there recently with British wrestler Cara Noir, and to say that afterwards I was given a lot to think about is an understatement, because by the time the seminar was done and I'm going home on the train and I'm getting home, the only thing that was running through my mind is I need something better than the Irish Outlaw character. And then for days upon days after that, just the constant thing that would run in my head is I need a new nickname. I need something that suits me, that fits me down to the ground. And I decided the one name that wouldn't leave my head was Ironheart.
Mm.
And obviously now most people would ask, what does that mean? Like, what does that nickname have a meaning? Which it does, but it is a really, I don't know if like most people would care, but like it's a really long story because
Yeah, no,
if
work
it's
away.
if yeah, if it's okay with you,
Got the time.
I'm kind of going on a tangent here. But obviously, John, you know yourself, we've been friends now since I believe about 2012, 2013.
About that, yeah.
And like you knew me back when I was about 13 years of age. I was the most quiet, most shy, scared, shitless kid ever. Like
Mm.
I didn't have
When you
any.
were around us, you were kind
When I
of
was
out of your
around
comfort
you, I
zone.
was fine, but like any other time I was on my own, I didn't know what to do. I know I barely had any friends at the time. I was very shy. I was very quiet. I can't really think much of myself at the time. Like I look like shit half the time. But but yeah, like from being like that to what I am now is is like surreal. I remember the day I turned 23, I put up a post on Twitter, kind of comparing how I looked 3 years apart, and just the comparison between how I looked back in 2017, 2018 to compare to how I look now is just it's like two different people to me. Like I went from being this shy, quiet, clean shaven, tight haircut little kid, and now here I am at 23 years of age. I'm in the best shape physically as at the moment as I am. I know I can get better. I'm in the best state mentally. I'm in the like I look physically better because I will say this now, and it's probably gonna get a bit fucking upsetting for me in a second, but I've been training with Fight Factory for near on a year now. I started back on the 25th September. We are now in the, I believe, it's 4th of August. Am I correct in saying that?
As of now, yeah.
In another few weeks, I will be celebrating 1 year of training with Fight Factory, and all I will say is to any member of Fight Factory listening, be it the coaches, be it the people I train with, all I have to say to you guys is like thank you for helping me like in so many ways. Like he helped me break out myself being shy. Like you helped me with my confidence. I remember I went up. I was the I went to the school early before it was even before people were even there. I obviously met the head trainer, Phil Boyd, who is honest to God, he's an absolute gentleman. Because when I arrived on that day, he was waiting for the gym to be finished. I walked out himself. I introduced myself to him. Like I don't know how to act. Obviously, with him being a veteran of the wrestling industry, I was a bit nervous. But obviously, he said to me, "Just the place is still being set up. Just come back in a few minutes. No bother." So I went away. I came back, and obviously, we all started
The
introducing
rest
ourselves.
was there. Mm.
Yeah, the rest of the people were there, and I remember I went into the first training, and again, like I said, I had no gear at all. I nothing really. My hair was completely cut tight. My beard was completely shaven off. I don't know why I did that, but like I went in, I didn't know what to expect. Like I didn't know if I was gonna take my first bump and instantly be like, I'm done. Like I was expecting to take like do a lockup and fuck it up or something, and I'd get frustrated and leave, or like I don't know how I was gonna be with training. But as the
Mm.
weeks went on, like I could feel myself getting more and more confidence, not only with how I looked, like with doing the moves, but with also getting into the ring, interacting with the other trainers, with the coaches. And like now, it's hard to explain like the feeling of every Saturday, every Sunday, being able to travel to Dublin, to go to that school, to say hello to the people I train with every single weekend, to go in then into the gym for 2 hours and just bust my ass to prove that I not only do I belong there, but I want to prove that I belong in the industry I grew up watching since I was a kid, since I was 2 years of age, growing up watching it with my brother every Saturday morning on Sky One, every just watching Bottom Line Experience, Velocity, all of that. And now at 23 years of age, to be near on a year training with Fight Factory, like all the stuff I've gone through within the year is just surreal. Like obviously starting a new job, starting with the training, back like having a nephew, for God's sake. I've had two nephews, sorry, two. And
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
but the one thing that nearly derailed me was in November. I was at a match and we were coming back.
You were at a gym, sorry, wasn't it?
That was correct, and we got a oh yeah,
For,
Dad
for
got a
anyone
phone
that's not
call.
in judge, but for anyone that doesn't know, J matches is like our like American football. It's we use Gaelic football, then we use a hurley, which is a stick. It's a whole different, I suppose, a different uh, podcast. And then what is hurling and what is Gaelic football? You know, but you were saying, sorry.
There's plenty J podcast for
Why
that, John.
is
Don't worry about it.
why is this horse racing podcast talking about wrestling, talking about football?
I know, right? Talk about messing up
It's
people's
almost
minds.
like some madman came up with the idea for the name. Oh
I
wait,
wonder who.
I wonder who.
But you were
And
saying, Brian, sorry.
But yeah, no, actually, thank you for the interruptions. That just can help me get through the rest of my point. But we were coming home, and my dad got a phone call that my grandfather had passed, and to say that hit me like a truck is an understatement because it's because of him. Like I helped him a lot. He helped me a lot. He basically raised me, and when I got told that he'd gone, it kind of knocked me a bit because a month later was Fight Factory's first show back, and I made a cameo in the ring, kind of getting like kicked in the face,
Hmm.
and it hurt me because the one thing I couldn't do is I couldn't show him what I was doing because I kept the secret for so long that I was hoping to show him my first match, but when I got the news, I contemplated if I was going to go back training like at all, and then I was just sitting at home, and it kind of occurred to me that like the one thing he would want me to do is to let him passing affect me doing what I love to do. So I was back up at training the next week. I felt some sort of closure.
Hmm.
I still have yet to come across it, but I know for a fact every time I train, every time I step in the ring, doesn't matter who it's against, I know for a fact I have him and I have every other person in my family that I've lost. I've got them at my back every time. Whether I win or lose, no matter how many times I get beat down, no matter how many times I get beat up, I'll still keep pushing forward because I know they would want me to do it. I know that they would, like, my grandfather wouldn't stop me doing this, even if I
But I've a,
told him.
but I've a feeling, Brian, and sorry to interrupt you, but you know, you say there that you can tell your grandfather, you can tell your long your relatives that have passed to the other side. But to be honest with you, Brian, they're looking down at you, and they're with you. They're think of it, right. You could be having a singles match, but the way you can always look at this is that no matter if it's a singles match or what, in your in your mind, it's always going to be a handicap match because your dad, or sorry, your grandfather is going to be on the other side of the ropes, cheering you on. He's going to be there at ringside cheering you on, as well as all your relatives. And hell, I'll even go to say that your relatives that have gone, they're all there on the seats, on the empty seats, cheering you on while your grandfather is there slapping the mat and saying, go get him, like.
No, he'd be probably saying to me, "Get up! Will you get up for fuck's sake? Or I get in there and sort him myself."
Either that or he probably get a chair and just smack someone in the head with it, and you get disqualified, and you're just like,
And then the
referee
crowd goes
accused you, and he's like,
wild.
crowd will go why, and you're just like, what happened? And just like, oh my god.
But yeah, but like to kind of get into a more serious note, like um, I'm gonna get into a plug here now. Sorry, but
No
obviously now
problems.
I've had my first two matches, both as part of Fight Factory's next gen showcases, and I was really my I was basically I might as well start covering the two matches I've had so far. Um, obviously, John, you've seen my first match. You've my first match ever in a wrestling ring happened back in March, and now at the time I didn't know I was having one. We had the training. I went and I found out then I had a match. I was to say I was a bit scared shitless is an understatement.
I mean, it was your debut.
But
Of course you're going to be afraid.
my first ever match, uh, like it's mad to think now, was I made my first appearance in a gauntlet match against one of Fight Factory's veterans in Killmonger, Justin Daniels, and to say he's a big dude is an understatement because let's just say he gave me Michinoku driver and I couldn't get up the next day. Like
Yeah.
my back was completely gone. Like you saw the landing I took.
It was
I
gnarly,
was
I must
I
admit.
was fine. I went when I went into the back. As soon as I got home the next day, I I couldn't move, and all I could do was just laugh because I was like, "Damn it, my first match, and I'm fucked after it." Like
But
that's
let
just
me
to sum it up.
but let me ask you this though, Brian. When you took that move, did it at any time did it cross your mind going like having second thoughts? Or did the move that you took, did it kind of say to yourself, you know, not trying to be a bit like stranger or anything, but did you feel like, God, I could take more of this? Do you get what I mean? It's like,
When I took the move, the first thought that went through my mind was that fucking hurt.
but it did it. Obviously, I'm not trying to be sarcastic, but did it hurt like
Oh
when
yeah,
you
oh
yeah
100%. Like what we do is it will take a toll.
on your body like?
But I honestly don't care.
Mm.
Like as soon as I took it, I went in the back. I sat down. Granted, now I sat down. I was like the first thing I did when I sat down, I went, "Oh fucking hell!" But
Mm.
like just the thought of like I just stepped in the ring with a Fight Factory veteran in my debut, and yeah, granted, I may have pushed him to the ground once. It was an instant regret, but it happened. But
You were caught in the moment though.
Yeah,
I was like I was
yeah.
over the moon with it. Like it was unreal to me.
Closest thing I ever
Um,
took to a quote unquote bump was back when freshman year of high school. I was only like 1 or 2 weeks into high school football. I only did 1 or 2 weeks of high school football. After that, I quit because that was awful, and I was more interested in theater. But at one point, on one of the scrimmages, I remember taking like I know it's like not wrestling, and we're wearing like padded like helmets and stuff. I got ran over by a big guy, and I'm a big guy myself. Got up immediately and felt like nothing, and I kind of assumed that's almost what you felt. Probably a bit more painful, but like getting that adrenaline up and yet having the energy to get back up immediately or like a couple minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
And
like you have the adrenaline. The next thing you know, you like sit down for a second, then your body's just like, oh yeah, you're supposed to be in pain. So
but let
And
me
that
ask you
and
this,
that
I
and
sort.
that's all my sports.
But did you ever like I said? Did you ever like train amateur wrestling, or did you ever
I
yourself? Did
am
you
a
ever?
theater kid, John. Always have been.
Huh.
Closest thing to a wrestling school is friggin' in not in my city. Let's
Yeah.
just go with that. 2 hour drive. I'm not doing that, especially when I don't have a driver's license. Even to this day, all I've got is like a learner's permit. Need
Mm.
to go get passed for that. But something I've been meaning to ask Ryan is the training sessions. They've been like mostly physical or all physical. There's no like, is there or is there not a section where they're like, all right, time for you to cut a promo. Give us what you got. Or is that
no.
like,
So for every training session I've done, like I have done anyway, is it has been constant work, 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 and I'm all for it because
oh
I feel
cool?
like I need to keep up training just to be able to like add more things to my repertoire. Because
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
minute I don't got much. I've got enough, but I don't got much. So like even if I'm at this a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, it doesn't matter. I will still train with Fight Factory, with Phoenix if I can, with like even if I can with Titanic in Belfast, I will go anywhere and everywhere to add more things to my repertoire to learn more styles because that's what this industry is about. It's about learning. It's not just about drawing people in. It's not about making yourself loved. It's about learning everything about this business. Because now, granted, there are actually no, I'm not. I won't go on that tangent because this isn't the thing for it. This is okay. I'll basically get to the point of this segment and just say that again. I've been at this for near on a year. I've gone through so it is like the men and women of Fight Factory are now like the likes of LJ Cleary, the likes of Martin Steers, the likes of Klong, Debbie Keitel, Andy Steele, Owen Richards, all of them. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be doing this because they are like 100% the like one of, if the not best Irish talent at the minute. I have seen match after match involving them, and every time I just see something new from, I learn something new from, and I'm always blown away by them.
Mm.
Like most recently, we had a show, and we had our actually no, sorry, I'll rephrase that. We had our biggest show so far in our grapple game show, and just to experience it was surreal to me.
I believe
Every
the
match was big.
isn't the grapple games just a six-person free for all for them for your
That
main
it
title.
was it was more than a free for all. It was an all out brawl, and I loved watching every single minute of it.
Yeah, that would have been something I would have been
And
would have been up my
again,
alley.
I gotta give more shout outs. Sorry, I'm missing a few people, but the likes of a current Irish junior heavyweight champion in Fabio is
Oh yes.
uh, is a top talent who I've been happy to train with. I've I trained with the likes of the mid card mafia in Fight Factory. That's the team of Dom Tuck, Jay Steins, Connor Day, and Devin West. Those men are like they're unreal. They're savage people, and and I'll say this as well to the lads that I train with. Whoever of you is listening, you've helped me so much. It is you don't even know it. Like the crack we have at training, the crack we have after training, the crack we have at the shows, all of that. I thank you for it because I went up. I didn't think I was going to make friends with anybody, but to say that I've made friends with ye is surreal because again, I'm a kid from Tipperary. I'm as far from Dublin as I can possibly be. Yet every time I go up, it's always to have fun with you. It's to train. It's to all of us to work our asses off, and we get to showcase that every time we step into the ring at next gen shows. And obviously, cheap plug. Next Gen 3 is happening this Saturday, above in Dublin. Whoever can attend, it's fiver at the door. If you want to see all the upcoming Irish talent from Fight Factory, from Phoenix, and from Titanic, that is the place to be. Again,
Meanwhile,
sorry,
this is a mostly American audience. Is there like any form of
They've got
online?
to fly over. They've got to fly over from America to Ireland just to visit it, to watch the show.
You know
Sorry,
how
guys.
hard it is with COVID nowadays to travel. It's
I,
like
I tell you what. I tell you what. The Fight Factory have to do. They have to do an overseas show. They're going to have to go to America.
it is what it is.
Yeah,
And
probably is.
let me take this moment, chat. If you have any questions for our dear friend, our best, most constant. I don't know what I was going with that. I ran out of compliments. But do you have any questions for Brian? Please leave it up in chat.
you were gonna say constant, and I was gonna call it bullshit. Because I'm the least constant person on this podcast.
I think I meant.
That
I feel
can
like there was
confirm.
something else, consistently great or something. I feel like I just wanted to say the word constant.
Constantly constant. But let me ask you this question, so Brian. To me, you're a very, very close knit with the Fight Factory crowd. Would I say this? Could I say this? Are you a family?
I've said this on my Twitter many times that Fight Factory to me is my second family.
Mm,
Like again, the respect I have from the love I have from to me, they are my second family.
mm. But you know the way I look at this, I feel like as if you know you're all in this together. And please, Jesus, don't sing that song.
Yeah.
Um, you know, if it feels like that you're all in the one boat, and your destination is, say you want this and say another one wants that, but it seems to me that you all want the same goal. And I suppose my next question would be is there, which I think is good, obviously it depends on how bad it gets, but is there a bit of competition between ye, like, to see, for example, you might say, well, this guy isn't as good who I think it is, so I'm going to take his spot to jump to the moon, or vice
No,
versa.
no, no, no. There's none of that with us.
Yeah.
There's no competition with us, none at all. Because like if you have something like that in a wrestling school, all you'll have is people just like not getting on. Like that's the one thing we don't need
Hmm.
in anything really. The one thing you don't need in anything is conflict or confrontation or anything like that.
Yeah.
So no, there is no competition with to prove who's better in Fight Factory.
You're all in the same boat.
We're
We're
all in
all
the
one
same boat.
big
We're here.
family.
We're here. We're
Good. Good.
here. Every
And
one of us is here to prove that Ireland has some of the best up and coming talent in the wrestling business at the moment.
Mm.
on the topic of family, this question just came to mind. I know you've only got only a couple matches under your belt. Maybe you did some like practice matches in wrestling school. Would you see yourself as more of a singles competitor, or do you prefer tag team? If that's too much of a question, like,
Well, my last match was actually a six-man tag,
oh really?
which actually included it was me, and on my team was Lucky Liam Leonard and Roy Ricard, and we were taking on the team of Jay Steins, the member of the Midcard Mafia, Matt Walsh, and Kleptomaniac. And to say that like being in a tag team is like it's fun, but I see myself at the minute being a singles guy. But I've said to a certain person that if he ever needs a partner, if he ever needs backup, just let me know and I'll step in and I'll give him a hand.
Awesome.
I feel like I know who that is. um, what else? There was a question I was going to ask earlier, but like fucking everything, I forget about it.
Oh yeah, flexing in chat.
Oh hell
Friggin'
yeah!
Bryan over here probably has a whole bunch of muscles more than John or I.
That would be the
Friggin' Bryan taking the showers, hitting the weights, getting a
No,
clue.
I think you're taking the drugs. Taking
The
the
only,
old roids.
the only thing that's crossed my lip is a bit of fucking cider. That's about it.
Actually, we all need that. Then. So obviously you're having your third match. Do
Hopefully,
you have
hopefully.
hopefully do you have a fair
Hopefully.
idea who is again? If I have a fair idea, I think I know I could be right in this one. But I remember you showed me early, like the first clips that you had was with a guy who was named at the time. He had a different name at the time. But he's now going.
I know the man you're on about,
Yeah.
and yeah, I'd like to face him in the ring because, well, let's just say he considers himself the face of next gen, but see that one's open for discussion really, because there's plenty of people who could be the face of next gen. So the fact he's prominently calling himself that, well, I'm not too sure about that. But we'll see. We'll see somewhere down the line. Me and him could cross paths, and you never know what can happen.
I have heard good things about him. And again, if I could, I give him a shout out because I heard he's absolutely killing it in Fire Factory, and fair play to him. But I have heard good things about him. Um, you know, as I said to you, like I was always pushing for you, especially when you had those back and forth promos. I felt that there was something there. I felt that there was a good, you know, like a good story, a good feud there. Um, to be honest with you, I say it could be probably one of your first feuds, and I think it would be an interesting one to say the least. You know, I mean, obviously it's too early to say yet, but how do you feel with your style? Like, do you have a style of wrestling now? I know you've only had two or three two matches, but do you have a style now that you've kind of set yourself? Okay, you know, I like to kind of do this. And does AJ have a style? Have you seen AJ wrestle?
AJ
I've seen him.
Styles.
AJ style.
I've seen him wrestle plenty, and
Also, it's AJ Scraggs. I
all
think
I
I
will say
am
is that man, he has an array of moves that if I've any hope of beating him down somewhere down the line, I gotta learn how to counter him. That's all I can say.
Do you obviously I shouldn't be giving this question away because he could be watching, but do you kind of study your opponents when you're first going into do you kind of
I
say like
every single match I watch at Fight Factory, be it in the next gen one, be it the main shows. The one thing I'm always doing is I'm just standing there, I'm watching it, and I'm always studying it.
you're kind of scanning the competition? That's what we'd say.
I'm just finding for things. I'm just picking up on things just to learn more of.
Okay, I suppose you could look at both ways of that. Um, what else? It's like everything. So when you questions in your head and you're like, okay, and then when you go on and then you're like, I just filters out. You know, I suppose the question, like I suppose one of the questions I could ask is, where do you, like, where would you like to end up in? Like, obviously, like for ones that may have heard and may not have heard, but I believe that OTT is without a doubt the biggest wrestling promotion in Ireland today. Um,
Like, I know
I,
where you're going with this. Like, where do I want to end up in a few years? Obviously,
I suppose you don't know really, do you?
I don't know where I'm going to be in the next few years. All I know is I've got myself, I've got myself 3 goals. So I've got 3 goals. After that, then whatever happens, happens. But my main 3 goals at the minute is to hopefully somewhere down the line being able to bring the first ever Fight Factory show to Tipperary.
Oh
Um,
yes, I've had discussions with yourself about this actually as well. I, I picked out
my
some.
my very very biggest goal, and it's a stretch. It's a big fucking stretch. Is I would love to be able to not only win the Irish Junior Heavyweight Championship, I would love to bring it back to Tipperary. I would love to be able to show it to my family, to my old school, to my work, to people who know me. Like, the one thing I want to do is being able to say that I'm the first member of my family and the only person to come from the county of Tipperary to say that he has won a championship in the wrestling industry. I want to be able to break out from that shadow I've been living in for years and be the one person I know I can be. And that is to be not only Tipperary's first ever wrestler, champion, and hopefully somewhere down the line, be it an AEW star, Impact star, Ring of Honor, New Japan, WWE, it doesn't matter to me.
WCPW.
Any any
They're
promotion,
gone.
any country, any competitors, any championship, I just want to be able to say that here, my name is Bryan Connor. I spent years in the shadows. I found what I love. I do what I love. And I'm going to prove that I'm the best at doing what I goddamn love.
I think to me that's, I won't say a challenge, but if I was in your shoes, I'd definitely be looking at Fabio and going, "Don't forget me, brother." You know. But who knows? Who knows? Um, what else? I'm trying to again. Obviously, we will get on to folks. We will get onto the current wrestling scene. We'll be talking a bit about uh what happened,
This
giving
was
our own thoughts and everything like that. But I suppose just we'll get to in a few minutes. But I just want to kind of just speak a bit more about Brian, your wrestling journey. But I'm trying to think of questions as I'm doing this. That's why I'm rambling too much.
it's been a good like
We're going to
45
48
minutes.
minutes. 45 minutes literally just talking about, which is great. Like, again, folks, I said, if you want to drop a question, don't be afraid. Uh, help us out if you
Has there
can.
been many?
There's been zero.
What? No,
There's been
all I
zero.
got is like emotes, memes, and hellos.
Yes. So if
Well,
like you,
hello to you too, chat. Hello to you too.
Up, someone from chat left.
oh damn.
Goodbye,
What did you-
person left.
But what I suppose what could I say? Like uh, I don't know.
I've asked all the questions I've wanted to ask,
Hmm.
so I'm all honest. In all honesty, out of questions to ask.
Hmm. Um.
If you got any videos of you wrestling, Brian, please send them to me. I will watch them.
Do definitely send them on. But have you anything else to say, Brian? About like if you have you any questions that you want us to
Have
ask
I
you or
have anything to say? Well, a good thing you asked me that, John, because to whoever's listening to this podcast right now, whoever's watching on Twitch, this Saturday, August 6th, Fight Factory Pro Wrestling is presenting Next Gen 3. You will see the future of Irish wrestling taking part from Phoenix, Titanic, and Fight Factory itself. Whoever's around, whoever's watching this in Ireland, do yourself a favour, get to the Fight Factory gym. It's €5 at the door. It is the greatest 2 hours of wrestling you will see on a weekend. But on that note as well, on, on the 26th of August this year, Fight Factory is celebrating 15 years
15
of
fucking
running
years.
shows. And we were celebrating our 15th year anniversary on the 26th of August in the Fight Factory School. 7 p.m. doors, tickets on sale sometime in the future. I can't remember if they're on sale now or not. I'll have to check Twitter. They probably are. It is €20 ticket. If you can get to Dublin,
Um,
if you can get to the show, do
um,
so. It is an 18s plus event. It is a BYOB event. It is the greatest bit of wrestling you will ever see in Ireland at this time.
do you have a link, Brian, to it, and
Whoever
I can post it in the channel here, or perhaps post it in the chat?
whoever is interested in attending these Fight Factory shows, obviously it is only for the 15th anniversary show. Head to eventbrite.ie/Fight Factory. You should hopefully find your tickets there if they're not all sold out. If they're all sold out, well, just bring 20 quid to the door. You can come on in.
Just, just go through the roof.
But however, if you do go, we do have a no arseholes rule. So if you are an arsehole in any way, shape, or form, there's only one direction for you, and it's out the door.
Oh, I thought it was thought of the type of a match you were playing, or if you had. I was like, wait, what? I've never heard of that. Okay, I think I actually have a question in my head, and I think I have
I've got a
two. First,
question too, but it's unrelated to anything we're talking about.
oh, okay. The first question I want to ask you, I suppose, is about the 15th anniversary show. Has the match card been revealed, and are you wrestling on it?
No,
Oh, it's not worth watching then. No, I'm joking. I'm
Wait,
joking.
is it no that you aren't on the card, or no that the match card
see, I don't
hasn't been
know
revealed?
what's happening with the anniversary show yet. We God know. All I know is I don't really know what else. I don't even know what's gonna happen on that show. To be honest, with you. That's the joys of it. That's the
We're gonna have
joys
to
of this.
pay,
You heard it
find
here
out.
first, ladies and gentlemen. Pay $5,000 to Five Factory, and you get to figure out the card of
We're
that
not.
night.
We're not. We're not WWE. We don't charge that much.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
no,
but then
but
again, this is mostly a North American audience on this Twitch channel. But then again, the
well, North.
time anyone could be watching, because it's friggin' 3 p.m. for me. It's probably earlier for people in the North, Southeast, West Coast. So chances are people in chat are either in the UK and Ireland or
Well, I knew there
really
was a
up
guy who
at
was.
weird hours.
I knew there was a guy who I think you may know. I'm trying to actually. If it's the same guy that I know. Oh no, I don't know. But as I say, Adam Gunn.
Billy Gunn?
Do you know
Who's that?
him, Adam Gunn?
I do. And Adam, if you listen to this, man,
I think he was listening.
I hope you're healing up well, man. Hope you see you training again. Hope you see you in the next gen show. Until then, man, rest up that foot. And hopefully, somewhere down the line, we either cross paths or we're a team. Either way, cannot wait to see you again.
Well, I suppose the final question I could ask you, I suppose, is just kind of based on home. Really, is have you spoken to like who would be the guy that you can speak to about key events? Like, who like you could say, oh, you're gonna go here, we're gonna go this place. Would it be LJ? Would it be
Like
I,
again, you have to rephrase that question to me there.
all right? I suppose the best question I was to say, there's talks well, I won't say the talks, but you'd like to have a Fight Factory event in Tipperary.
That's correct. Yes.
Have you discussed that?
There has been. I have. We haven't. There was mention of it there to me recently, but other than that, I can't say much more on the subject.
So it's kind of like
The location has been picked. Other than that, though, not much is yet to happen.
so there's no time, no date.
No,
It's
not yet.
just
Not yet.
okay, okay. Well, again, as I said, Brian, look, the very, very best of luck. I'm sure we won't be hearing you from the last. And again, as I said, I wish you all the very, very best in your
Future
wrestling career,
endeavors.
future endeavors. Please don't get released and get fired for doing something stupid. Or shall I say, budget cuts. But do stick around with us. Because again, if you want to, if you have more questions, feel free to ask. But if you want to move on to the current wrestling scene, I don't mind.
Before we talk about the current wrestling scene, I have in my hand 6 Xbox One games. I finally got
Ah,
my Xbox from the old house to the new house because my brother hasn't done anything to take it. And the year that I said,
but
hey, I'm done with the Xbox, you can have it now, hasn't taken it. But now I've got Xbox games and I'm thinking about streaming them.
ooh,
I put a poll up on Twitter. No one's touched it. I had a
I
dream that
did.
people touched it. Yeah, no, you didn't.
I did. I swear to God, I voted on the Twitter. You should get an update on your Twitter.
Oh, why
I
would you
saw
pick?
this because
Okay.
I love sports.
So
I
yeah,
gotta play
you
sport.
you kind of forgot something,
Oh, did I? Please inform me.
ladies and gentlemen. It was an honor and a privilege to return to the One Horse Racing podcast.
Oh, hell yeah.
It was an honor to be able to tell my story in some way. I know it didn't really go, I say, the way most people expected, because again, we are three lads. We like to ramble,
Oh, yes.
but hopefully, somewhere down the line, I can sit down somewhere down the line for another interview with someone, and hopefully, with more stories to tell, more updates from my
Hopefully
wrestling
you have
career.
that Irish heavyweight, junior heavyweight title, which next time
I
you're
don't know,
moving.
Fab. There's a lot of contenders between me and Fabio, and there's a lot of contenders after that. So
Well, look, who knows?
only time will tell. But John, I saw it was an honor to be back, gentlemen. I bid you adieu, ladies and
Do you, want,
gentlemen.
do you
Whoever,
want to do you want to stick around and we're going to talk about the wrestling scene? We're going to talk about WWE, AEW, New Japan.
well, I need to head off because I need to get myself prepped mentally and get myself prepped physically for this Saturday.
Oh, sure,
Awesome.
sure.
Let him
So,
have his
gentlemen,
nappy time, John.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, it is only 8:14 my time and his time, so I just thought he would. But hey ho.
gentlemen, I bid you adieu. Ladies and gentlemen of the chat, I bid you adieu as well. I shall see you all in the future.
Hell, here, here.
You're
See
here.
you when we'll see you, Brian.
Take care, man.
Gentlemen, good luck.
Talk to you soon.
And then there were two.
And then there were two.
And let me
Well,
tell you, John, if we're talking about wrestling, the current wrestling scene in this moment, it is a clock and it is 3. And you know what number comes after 3, John?
it's one,
And you
two.
know what comes after the 1 in about 30 seconds? You know what? I'll just keep rambling
It's
because we all know what this joke is going to lead into because I'm on the East Coast side. Got that EST going on for you
up the
and me,
WWE.
friggin' baby. That's right. You know it. I know it. We all know it. Friggin', you know they say John 3:16 does a little bit of
What?
something, but well, you know what time it is, John?
It's so
It's
exciting.
316.
Oh
Oh,
my god.
hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. There's so much day 316, son. Oh, Stone Cold is just after popping on the channel. He's here to have an interview with some people. And of course, he saw the chat room. And the chat room just went, because he didn't want to ask old Stone Cold a few questions. But I don't mind being asked a few questions by old Stone Cold. And if you don't answer, I'm gonna hit a couple of power drivers.
Welcome to the
What?
official horse racing podcast. This is a wrestling podcast.
Hell yes. Thanks, what, Shane? Horse racing with wrestlers? That's awesome, Shane. But yes, of course, let's
We
move
should
on
we
to the
should
current
we
wrestling
should
scene.
get other
But just
indie wrestlers on here for
hell yeah, I
and
would
then confuse
absolutely
the
love
hell
it.
out of them with the name of the show. Horse racing? You guys talk about horses? Anyway, current wrestling scene, John. I may not be as familiar with the WWE AEW. All I know is Cody Rhodes is in the WWE, Sasha Banks and the surprising 18th member of the Legion of Trudge, Naomi, walked down on the WWE. They're going to AEW or something. I don't know. Uh, what
Well,
else
I
do I
tell you
need to
what.
know?
So from what? Okay, so I suppose the huge story of the whole thing is that we didn't go. And again, if you want to drop us a few names, don't be afraid.
Is Max
Um,
Dupree in any relation to Rene Dupree?
no.
I hate my life.
But of course,
Anyway,
in case you didn't know, which I'm probably sure you might have, but of course, Vinnie McMahon has retired. And all I'll say is I am delighted. I'm super delighted. But Vinnie Mac has gone. WWE has got new a new co-CEOs. Chairwoman is Stephanie, and herself and Nick Khan. Sorry, there's a whole lot of cons. Um, Nick Khan and Triple H is over creative, and he's over as talent relations.
how the hell do I crop? Whatever.
What the hell are you doing?
I am
But
trying. Okay, there. That's. No, that's just a border on the thing.
order
I'm
on the
sorry,
thing.
John. But unlike
No,
every
no,
other episode of the official horse racing podcast, I put the Discord thing that shows who's talking in this business.
you should be putting up the official horse racing podcast splash screen. That screen, like the one you made on the birthday stream.
But, but I have that.
Thought you had. Did you make one off? You
I
got rid of the old one, didn't you? The old
oh
one was
oh oh. You mean this one? The friggin'
one
okay.
with
We
like
we
a.
don't we don't need to do that anymore. Welcome to the official horse racing podcast.
Welcome to the official horse racing podcast. Where we just got a letter O, a letter H, a letter R, a letter P. Oh, whatever the hell it is. But yes, Vince McMahon is gone. We now have new guys in, and Triple H, of course, has had his first pay per view, which was SummerSlam, which I watched with my good friend Dan. Shout out to him if he's watching.
Ah,
And we were watching it, and I must admit, it was a good show. There you go. That's
there you
the
go.
Jesus Christ. That's the most freakiest thing I've seen in a long time.
Monster Rancher 2.
Oh hell yeah! But
Haven't played that in a
so yeah,
while.
as we said, we show was good,
Ah.
interesting returns, and I suppose I'll break down the card. Um,
Back your neck.
protect your Nick. Bianca Belair, yes, Bianca Belair took on Becky Lynch, and good match overall. I thought it was solid. Both women got their stuff in, and it was great. And Bianca Belair won. Then music, or they hugged. I thought she was going to turn her, but they hugged, and she went out of the ring. Apparently, she's injured. Um, Becky Lynch, so she'll be out for several months, according to WWE. But that is fine. That is unfortunate, unfortunately. But everything was kind of okay when we heard that Bailey returned, and that was like, oh, okay. Bailey, of course, hasn't been in WWE in over a year. Hasn't wrestled in over
Oh
2 years.
God! Ah.
Oh no, what are you doing now?
Oh, one of the Diablo hot sauce packets. It was getting all uh crankety, it was splitting and tearing, and I didn't want it to cause a spill, so I drank it.
Oh my god.
Oh god!
Remember,
Give
folks, don't donate 9,000 bits, and he'll drink all 9 of them right here,
1,000
right now.
bits, John. 9,000. That's nine.
You've
That's
9.
over $100, John.
Yeah, but you have 9 of them, right?
100.
How
It's
many do you
it's,
have?
it's 800 something.
Well, how many of those
Let me
of
let
those
me let
hot
me let
sauce
me
do you
let
have?
me let me let me let me let me. Damn it! My mouth is on fire, John. I'm not sure if you know this, but my mouth is burning
Well, I
in
mean, that's
acid.
your own fault. You again, you're giving out free samples
Yeah,
to the chat.
yeah. Chat, if you're listening, pay me money.
As I said, 9,000 bits, and he'll drink all 9 of them.
Oh yeah, that's what you're getting at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do horse racing? Oh my god. Oh my god. Someone
Oh
actually
my.
asked that.
Wait, where did he
On one of the
ask this?
things that on one of the Discord servers, someone asked, "Do you do horse racing?" No.
No, we're do wrestling. But yes, and so Bailey came out and it was like, okay. And then returning after getting released, Dakota Kai came back. It's like, well, damn. And then, of course,
Well,
I thought
damn.
that was it. But no, the person I wanted more was Io Shirai. And she's now known as Io Sky, which is, you know, kind of makes sense because she was nicknamed the Genie of the Sky. And it was like, Io Sky. I was like, oh, okay, okay. I can deal with that.
Wait, is that her going from NXT to WWE?
Yeah, to the main roster, yeah.
Why do they
So now
keep
she's.
doing that?
I don't know.
Why do they
It's
keep
WWE.
changing the names when people from NXT move up to Raw or SmackDown? They didn't do it to friggin' Ciampa, but Ciampa is now a misfit.
Although he actually is rumored to get a push because, which I'll go on to in a minute. But long story short, I'll just briefly go over the card. Logan Paul beat The Miz. Logan Paul with a great match. Good athleticism. A really cool table spot. He did a frog splash off the top rope to the table. It was great. Then Bobby Lashley took on Theory. It was a bit of a squash match, but Theory
Wait.
hit.
What's Logan Paul's finish?
Um, I don't know actually. I
This is
haven't a
very
clue.
important, John.
Why is it very important now, may I ask?
If you win a match, that means you have a finisher. Very
Well,
important.
I mean, I actually forget what it was. Did it say? 1 second now.
Friggin', let's look
Oh
this
no, he
up.
hit a phenomenal forearm and a skull crushing finale on them is because he was trained by AJ
WWE
Styles.
finish. He was trained by AJ Styles?
Apparently, yeah. But
Now
Stan
I
was
hate
that.
the skull crushing finale. It's used by friggin' Logan Paul.
Well, I mean, his Logan is better than his other brother. His
Oh
other
yeah,
brother,
I guess you got me
twat.
there. At
So
least
Bob,
Logan's been trying to get in good graces.
yeah. I think a lot of the guys, Jim Cornette has praised him. So I mean, that in itself is something. But Bobby Lashley beat Theory to retain the title. The finish was good, so Theory was gonna go for a springboard, but he caught him in like a military press, pushed him in the air, put in the hurt lock, and immediately tapped out.
Isn't Austin Theory Mr. Money in the Bank?
He is, yeah.
Think he'll
The-
win?
Um, Probably not, but since he's young, like he's only 24 years of age, so it would be kind of cool to see him win it. Uh, The Mysterious beat the Judgment Day. That was an okay match. Edge came back and
Wow.
helped out the Mysterios.
Wow.
Pat McAfee beat Happy Corbin, and Pat was brilliant as well. Both men were good. The Usos. Oh, he nearly.
Usos.
Usos! They defeated the Street Profits. Now, their first match at Money in the Bank was brilliant. Their second match here wasn't as good as I thought it would be.
Is it because
Um,
JEFF haha J E
JR,
J R
JR,
is whatever the F
it's JE
haha.
JARRET. Haha. Um, but yeah, so no, I think it was just that the match didn't kind of, I thought Jeff Jarrett did a fairly okay job as well. Um, this, to be honest with you, the Street Profits should have broken up there. Because Montez Ford was getting a bit frustrated. So really, I thought he should have just snapped on Angela Dawkins, but he didn't. Then we had Liv Morgan defending her title against Ronda Rousey. That was
Ronda
the
Rousey
drizzling
is still in
shits.
the WWE.
Yeah, she is. It was an okay match. I mean, Ronda was pretty much dominating the whole match. There was a screwy finish at the end where Ronda had her in like an armbar, but Liv was just able to turn her over. But the referee was looking at the pinfall, and as he hit two, Liv Morgan tapped, but the referee counted the shoulders for three, and Ronda Rousey attacked Liv Morgan at the end of the match. Because people are thinking that she's turned heel, although WWE still said that she's a babyface. And oh god, and I need water. And she beat up referees, and now she's been suspended. She'll probably be back before Clash at the Castle, which is in Cardiff, which is in September. Um, then the main event. Wow, holy Jesus, the main event. Roman Reigns once again defeated Brock Lesnar. This was brilliant. Like, I have never seen anything like this before. Roman Reigns came out, fucking like the Undertaker, just had like half an hour of a walk. Brock Lesnar came out and he was just by himself, and then he went behind. He went back and he pulls out a tractor. And Farmer Brock Lesnar is came out and he brought out a tractor, and yeah, it was used to good use until there was one scene where Brock Lesnar got the tractor, and I'm not joking you when I say this. He almost folded the ring in half. He got the tractor and he shoved it up in the air and knocked Roman Reigns out of it, but Roman Reigns just did everything to keep Brock down, but he couldn't. And eventually, they just tossed the whole lot things on him, and he won. And Roman Reigns retained.
Where the frick is
So,
Cody Rhodes?
so Cody is injured at the moment. The
Really? Oh yeah, that's
Yes,
right. He got a big
it is
bruise at
turned
Hell in a
booby.
Cell.
Yeah. So a lot of fan speculation are saying that he could be out for until he could make his return at the Royal Rumble, which if so and wins it, that would be nice. That would be nice. Uh, let me see. Um, then that was WWE. Yes, Tommaso Ciampa. We're talking about Tommaso Ciampa. So Ciampa is reported to be supposed to be getting a big push. He won. There was two triple on Monday. There was two triple threat matches for two the the winners of the two triple threat matches will face off at a 1-on-1 match, and whoever won that would get a US title match next week. And Ciampa beats I believe it was Dolph was it the Dolph Ziggler, was it
Dolph
Dolph Ziggler and
Ziggler.
Chad Gable? I want to say, and no, sorry, no, yeah, Chad Gable, and the other one was what you call it. Then he beat AJ Styles,
Oh,
and should be getting a title match next week against Bobby Lashley. And few people are thinking, could he win it? Could the Miz turn on him? Could he turn on the Miz? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see.
obviously the Miz is gonna go over. Haven't you
Ah,
seen all of his other tag team partners?
yeah, I
Except for
suppose.
our truth. Our truth, while haven't not winning a championship in a long time. Besides the no, I'm not counting the
24/7 belt.
24/7 championship because that's just a joke belt.
Yeah,
Feel
it
it's a
is.
joke belt.
Oh,
Is it still being used?
oh, it is. As far as I know.
I thought they stopped using
Well,
it
I mean, it.
after that one football player won it at WrestleMania.
No, no, no. They still have it. Dana Brooke is the current champion, which she won it on the 18th of July, 2022.
Ah,
I'm also looking here, but from Wrestle Talk, that Blake Christian is reportedly under an AEW and Ring of Honor deal. He already signed a deal with AEW and Ring of Honor, so that is very very
imagine
good.
just being signed for like 10 different companies. Like Monday you're on Raw, Tuesday you're on SmackDown, Wednesday you're on AEW something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't exactly have an entire schedule of every single wrestling show ever.
Mm.
God, that actually be impossible now that I think about it.
I mean, you don't know. That's
John,
the
you'd
thing.
have to be traveling every single time. Once you're finished with one show, you have to get on your private jet to another show.
Yeah, I suppose. I suppose. Yeah, I'm actually just looking at a few things. That's kind of why I am listening, but it may sound like I'm not, but I am. Um, but then we had talking about other wrestling stuff. We've had AEW reports. Like I said, reports, but they are confirmed that AEW are bringing out trios titles, which I am looking forward to. Um, I think it should be great. AEW are killing it as per usual, but apparently they're the young. Oh, sorry, the undisputed elite, which is Adam Cole and Red Dragon. They had turned their backs on the Young Bucks, and Anna Page came out to make the save. So they're having probably a feud. I heard someone saying that this feud is a bit rushed, which I don't think so. I think it's just, I think it was kind of really common, really, and I think it did very well to just let it off, you know. And I think it should be an interesting one to say the least.
How do just chatting streams work? Why is it the most watched thing? No, sometimes I wonder, why come?
Yeah,
Then I think, no, not why come, how come? How
how
come all
come?
this? No one wants to come and see friggin' Gorilla
I know,
on the
right?
screen.
Maybe they saw the ain't nobody realer than gorilla. Maybe they just probably saw
I'm
the gorilla and
surprised
just
no
went,
one asked the question of why is this called the official horse racing podcast if you're not going to talk
if we're
about
not
horse
talking.
racing.
Well, that's only a question that you could answer.
Um yeah, I got the idea of official blank podcast from friggin' Critical with his official podcast, and they talked about the official Minecraft podcast, and I'm like, ah, the official horse racing podcast. Now that's something that'll never be taken.
Well, it can't be
It,
now.
yeah, it can't be. I'm just saying, no one's going
You should
to come up
trademark
with the
that.
name the official horse racing podcast.
Well, if they do, you should trademark it. For in case they do.
And besides, I kind of like the initials OHRP. It's really good.
It is.
I feel like I'm not loud enough to be heard. Be
Oh
caught
no,
on my
you are.
microphone. Go to
I
heck, John. You don't have opinions. You're not the chat.
wow.
I know it says 2 viewers, but I kind of lost my phone and I kind of don't want to go looking for it.
Well, I'm watching it, so at least we know you're watching it and I'm watching it.
I'm not watching it, John.
Wow. Well, I'm watching it. Someone else is watching it.
Yeah.
Then.
Okay. What were we talking about? We were talking about AEW, about how Hangman Adam Page went to save the Young Bucks from the Undisputed
Yes.
Era too.
Yes. So they could be having the feud. Some people are saying that it's a bit rushed. I don't think so. I think it's exactly how you want it to pan out. And again, I'm looking forward to see where this storyline goes. This could be for the trios titles because there is tournaments happening. Which is be the finals, I believe, is all out. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Did they even have the tournament yet? I
John,
don't
we
think they did
forgot to
actually.
look at our bingo.
But that's for the what should we call it? That's for
Yeah.
the oh god, what is it?
Uh,
The Ray Universe mode.
yeah, but we forgot to look at our bingo cards. Right back.
Oh, I forget.
Got that. I don't think anyone hit the 630 last time. Actually, I think they did. And we actually did mention where we are more than once, so I got bingo.
And bingo, what's his name?
Women's Stag, El Undo Takeo.
I
These are
also
match.
could be ready. I could be able to do the Universe mode. Same time as I said on Sunday. The time we start the podcast. To be about perhaps 2 o'clock your time.
Bruh.
If that's
Okay,
okay.
I got bingo. Half two
Oh,
o'clock,
nice.
sure. I'll
You
be
can
sure
let
to
Sarah
spread the
know.
word.
Do. And you can let Sarah Crofts know. And you can also let her know that I'm gonna kick her. Well, actually, no, I can't do that. But Naomi's gonna kick her ass. And I'm gonna kick Matt's ass. Gonna hit a couple of drop toe holes here, and I show him what a world champion I am.
Sorry for derailing the conversation. We're supposed to be actually talking about real wrestling.
Yeah, I know it's fine. I'm
The
trying to think.
WWE isn't real wrestling. We just listened to the story about how Bryan worked his friggin' ass off,
Yeah,
took a bump from a Michinoku driver, and couldn't get up.
that shit. So yeah, that's the thing. For anyone that thinks it is fake, not fake. I'm afraid people take real risks.
Fake has too many implications. Uh, takes away too many. It's more like a Cirque du Soleil where they're doing flips and stuff, but there
Yeah,
is a chance where they drop, and sometimes uh, lifting all that stuff up, doing all that exercise. It's a spectacle in a way.
I suppose what they call it is it's predetermined. It's like it's not like the UFC where the UFC is like you go in and whoever gets properly hit, properly knocked out, or properly like gives up. Whether wrestling is more so, you have bad guy, you have a good guy. Whoever the guy in creative feels like, okay, you're going over, they're gonna work through the match, but you don't think of it because as a young fan, you're looking at this and you're going, "Oh, this is great," but you don't know the insight behind the scenes. I suppose watching wrestling non-stop since 2005. I know a fair share of a lot of things that happens in the on behind the scenes, which of course, kind of does affect it, but at the same time too, you can only it's like the other thing goes, you can only react to what you see in front of you, and that's kind of really what you kind of want to do. Unfortunately, when stuff happens behind the scenes and something bad, you obviously have to kind of talk about it. Um, but it's very, very important as well.
A
You
public
know.
display or performance, a showy or ceremonial one, a thing or person seen, an unusual or ridiculous one. He makes a spectacle of himself. A strange or interesting object or phenomenon. Yeah, no, yeah. Professional wrestling is kind of a spectacle
Yeah,
by that definition.
I
Anyway,
suppose. Anyway,
I almost
New
gaslit
Japan,
myself to spectacle sports not being a real thing. New Japan. Did you know
New
New
Japan.
Japan is pro wrestling? Wow.
Yes, it is. It's New Japan Pro Wrestling,
Wow, what happened to old
and
Japan? But
but so far they're having the G1 climax, the 32nd one as well, and I'm trying to see what was the one this morning. There was not. I actually haven't seen any of them since. I did see that one. Let me see. House okay, pull okay. Dave Finley beat Shingo. Potato Boy won like that. Jonah beat Tom Lawler. Sonata beat Great O'Cannon. Uh, Roshi Tanahashi beat Zack Sabre Jr. Lance Jeff Cobb beat Lance Archer. Yoshihashi beat Chase Owens. Okada beat Battle. Wow, Tetsuya United beat Evil. My God. Okay, okay. Interesting, to say the least. Current scores, I'm just looking at it. Current scores in the as of now. Block A, Okada's on 6 points, Jeff Cobb's on 4, Baddock Fale's on 4, Lance Archer 2, Toriano 2, Jonah 2, Tom Lawler is on 2, Jay White's on 6, Don Matanga's on 6, Sonata is on 4, Taichi on 2, Chase Owens on 2, Greater Khan on 2, and Tomohiro Ishii is on 2. Block C, you have Tanahashi with 4, Zack Sabre Jr. with 4, Hiroki Goto with 4, Aaron Haneru with 2, Naito 2, Evil 2, Kenta 2. And of course, Block D, you have uh, Dave Finlay on 6, Will Ospreay on 4, Juice Robinson on 2, Takahashi on 2, Shingo on 2, uh, El Fantasma on 2, and Yoshihashi on 2. So, obviously, there's still a few to go before the final, which will take place on the 18th of August. So you have
I
that.
am not all that familiar with New Japan, and I just went to get me a Sprite.
Oh, no, but it's all. No, but it's all.
Which reminds me, John,
Oh boy.
I've
Today's
been gathering
sponsor.
people up.
Oh,
No, no one's friggin' gotten, and don't you
I won't.
friggin' dare.
But what were you saying?
Game show thing.
Oh, you were hosting a game show?
Yes, I'm gathering participants for a Labor Day surprise Maber.
Oh, what's the game you're playing?
The game I made up, John.
Ah,
And I can't tell you, and I can't tell chat, because if I tell
oh,
chat, then I won't be able to gaslight.
ah. Oh, I see. How many do you have? Do you know?
3 or 4.
Oh, that's nice.
Depends on which people were serious.
Yeah. And is
And
it
I
like,
only need like 3 to 5 people.
Nice. And have you? Do
Think of it.
you know when you're going to do it?
I just told you Labor Day, John. Go to
Oh,
hell.
I don't know when the hell that is.
First Monday in September, John.
Oh, well, there you go. Nice.
Anyway, how goes New Japan? Have they found a replacement? Whatever happened to friggin' Kenta?
Oh, he's still there. He's cutting like very funny and excellent promos, but it's just not getting the wins. He's only got 2 points.
I can't believe he went to NXT and
Yeah.
disappeared.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate. Like they had a really golden star there, and then, but at least
Many
he left
injuries.
and he came back. He was brilliant in Noah. His
Yeah.
classic matches with Kenta Kobashi and Itsuharu Masao and all them. Oh,
Do you think, John, that NXT will go back to being black and gold?
I have heard inklings that it might not fully, but there has been inklings that it might go back to that. It might go back to the black and gold, but it might keep, you know, maybe a few of the 2.0 things. Maybe there has been
Maybe.
talks that it might go back to it. I would definitely like it to go back to the black and white. As a matter of
Black
fact,
and
I think
white.
I damn it, I meant to say black and gold, but I would definitely like to say that I would love it to go back to the days where it was like the hottest thing in WWE, where you had like, you know, I suppose your classic tag team matches, your classic matches overall, you know, like just really good wrestling, really good in ring promo. So yeah, I would definitely like that. As well as the main roster. If the main roster now was like, NXT back in the day, my God, I think it will be phenomenal.
Phenomena. Do, 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 do.
Phenomenal.
Do, 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 do.
Phenomenal.
Okay. I've run out of things to discuss.
Same. Well, with
Would
that,
you
so
like
folks,
would
I
you
want.
like would you like, John, if we create the Extreme Rules card?
Ooh, yes, yes. Let's do that because I need to
Plus
create the card.
create Extreme Rules card. E2K2. Okay. Okay. Okay, go all the way to there. Got that. Time to open up the game. It's time to open up the game. John, did you know that I edited my birthday stream finally?
Kicked Sarah Croft's ass, and I'm going to do it again. 70? Is it 70? 70 years. Oh, shite. 70 years later, we're having a rematch, and I whipped her ass in a cage. But I don't think you're able to do mixed tag team cage matches in the WWE games.
Oh no. Anyway, let's on this day.
On this day. Oh, thank you.
Okay,
I just want to say,
so let's edit the matches. Hmm. So, table tag. Wait, table tag? When has that been there?
Fable. I have no idea.
I like it.
I like it too.
Yeah, at least. I. Last man
Where
standing.
is-
Why are none of the championships being shown, John?
So okay, so first thing I want to do is so what is the first?
Are you? What in the world is going on here, John?
Let me. I see. I've got a small screen. Oh, that's not what I want. Let me see. What the hell? Why are the titles not on the line? We got a lot of editing to do here.
A lot of editing. Customize. Title match. Championship. That fixed it, that fixed it. So let's change this. Customize a match.
Yeah, it's a ladder match.
3-1-2, mixed gender tag.
Oh yes,
Um,
it's Naomi. Oh, it's me. Or whoever you want that first.
custom.
Yeah, Matt.
My controller had a bit of a sticky situation.
Oh gosh.
Going crazy. There we go.
Hell yeah, it's me.
Naomi. And, Sarah. And Batista.
Oyster.
There we go. Okay, so, last man standing, customized participants.
Oh, the remember
Title
that
match. So listen up here now, degenerate masses. There, I guess you're gonna be in the main event, John.
Oh boy.
Customize this tag team into steel cage? Yeah, let's make it a steel cage. Title match on.
Oh yeah.
Accept.
Oh shit.
Okay, what else? What else do we need?
I think I'm making that title match as well for the women's tag titles.
Okay, let's get
Oh hell yeah.
make it Extreme Rules, I guess.
Okay.
Championship. WWE Women's Championship. Okay. Table tag, steel cage, extreme rules, last man standing. Okay. Then we've got this normal match.
But that has to be changed.
And this normal match. Customize match. One-on-one. Falls count anywhere or no holds barred? Falls Count Anywhere.
Sure.
Then we'll make the second match no holds barred.
Nice.
Customized match. X-Pac.
Rock. What are you gonna do, huh?
Okay. This is where we define the card.
Right. So let's go back to the main event. So the main event is
The main event is the mixed tag match that everyone's
okay.
been waiting for because it's better
This-
than you guys
This is-
disappearing halfway through.
This is what 70 years in the making.
70
After all the
years in
ducking and
making.
after all the ducking and diving, finally. But the co-main event, the one before that, is the Extreme Rules match for the Japan United States title.
Yep.
The one before that.
Falls Count Anywhere. Roadblock versus
Right.
Shane Amazing.
So what were you saying about the other one there? About
I hope that it doesn't destroy reality.
hopefully not. Roadblock versus Shane.
Amazing. Falls Count Anywhere.
Falls count anywhere. Okay. The one before that. Oh, it's the
Actually, let's save.
yes. Definitely.
Okay. I like them having a tables match. That's awesome.
Who's having the tables match?
Friggin' Chad and the Sullivans.
Oh yeah, that should be actually an interesting one.
It's gonna be match of the night. There's all these other amazing fits. Friggin' JP Martinez versus Van Cameron will probably be the bathroom break match.
Probably. Okay, so I have the main event is the mixed tag. Then I have the Extreme Rules match for the Japan United States title. Then I have the Falls Count Anywhere.
Between Roadblock
Then
and
I
Shane
believe-
Amazing. Then the
Uh-huh,
last
then
man
I've-
standing match for the A Championship, Ronald McDonald versus the Nacho Man.
Oh
Hold
yes.
on. We'll do that later.
Oh, he's blue attire.
Yeah, give him the Nachos
Give him the
Grande.
Oh yes, of course.
We'll do that at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
We'll do that on Sunday.
So next we have Hale
Hale and Snow
And-
versus the Fallen of Hope and Elizabeth.
versus WWE Women's
Extreme Rules.
Tag Team Champions, the Fallen. And that is a what match again? You were saying Extreme Rules.
Extreme Rules.
Let's go.
Let's go. Anyway, we got the team of Crack
One
taking
second there
on
now.
Minimize Smoke in a steel cage.
So Hale and Snow for the
Hale and Snow versus the Fallen, Hope and Elizabeth. Extreme Rules, Women's Championship.
the women's tag team titles. Okay. Then after that then we have is
Crack versus
Crack.
Minimize Smoke.
versus I need the sugar maybe not. I need what's it? TROC Crocodile Tag Team Champions Minimized Smoke. And that's it. What match is that again? Sorry? Steel Cage.
Gonna be dominate on me. And welcome to the Queendom, where the Queen's ain't seen.
Well, Lame, lame, lame.
The queendom.
Gonna push to the crown.
Come on, hit me now.
Lame, lame, lame.
Please don't love me.
What's the match before that as well?
Table match between Chad and Virgin and Sullivan's.
So,
Table tag, table
Chad,
tag, table tag.
honest. Chad versus Virgin.
Versus the Sullivans.
I'm actually just gonna say Chad and Virgin. Just make it easier for my brain. Versus the SU.
Belch.
Oh. Tag team table
Finish.
match. And what's the one for that?
The one before
Oh, yes.
that is JP Martinez versus Van Cameron. No holds barred.
Can you spell Martinez there for me? M-A.
Martinez.
Thank you.
Martinez.
Martinez. Oh yeah.
Versus
Versus
Trace,
Van-
gonna be lonely to me. Okay.
Is Cameron Cameron?
Kamron.
Yeah. And that's no holds barred.
No holds barred, and then the ladder match for the Heartbreaker Championship.
Yay. And I believe that's the card then, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a card.
Nice.
Okay. Anyway.
Brilliant. So that's that.
Yeah.
Hopefully now that'll be at least even if it doesn't save, then at least we have the match
At least
card
we
in our-
have it all written down. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, stay tuned because tomorrow I'm doing Fall Guys with the homies. And
Nice.
then it's Sunday.
Sunday is the pay-per-view.
And we'll see ya when we'll see ya.
When we'll see you.